Welcome to Congo Community Spotlight. I know that, I'm Kim. I'm excited because we have a lot of times where we've been doing our children's corner, but tonight I'm doing a super senior corner. Why do I say super? Because I have a fabulous, wonderful, any great accolade you can think of, that's who he is. Mr. Sonny. Mr. Sonny, is Sonny your real name or what's your official name? James Knott. See, I knew it was another name to it, but to me, he's Mr. Sonny, Uncle Sonny.
Pop.
Pop, that's right, everything. So welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. So why am I so excited? My Mr. Sonny is 94 years young, and not just any old just don't get around. Mr. Sonny does everything. Every time you call Mr. Sonny's going here and there. You call, he's on his way to Sight and Sound. He on his way over here. I love it. He stays so active. So today we're going to have the pleasure of getting some of his good wisdom. Since he's been here all these years, he's going to give us, want to start with the colored schools in Hockessin? Can you start about that? So first we're going to start off, many of you know that the Hockessin School was the beginning of the Board of Education dilemma as it first started. So Mr. Sonny was right there because guess what? He was around back then.
That's for sure.
So welcome to our show, Mr. Sonny.
Thank you.
So tell us first, let's talk about Hockessin. What was it like in Hockessin when you were growing up? So he grew up in Hockessin.
When I was growing up in Hockessin, it was all farmland and mushroom houses. It had 2 grocery stores and 2 gas stations. I think it might have had 1 or 2 stop signs, and that was about it. I know there was no red lights. We had even some of the roads were not even hard top.
Wow.
Gravel roads, and a lot of paths and things. That's the way the Hockessin was at that time, and it was a great area though to be in. There was a lot of love in that community.
Yes.
A lot of love in that community. It had the one church that was more or less the one that we went to, and the one school
Okay.
that we went to. And I started at it's called the 107C school, and I tell people when I'm talking, don't forget to say the C, because to my understanding there was another 107 downstate.
Okay.
And that was for the white kids.
Okay.
So it's important to put that C in there so you know what school they're talking about.
Because that C was for the colored kids, right?
That was for the colored kids.
All right. Back then we were colored. Let's remember
colored.
that.
With a 1-room school with 6 grades
Okay.
and 1 teacher.
Wow.
And she taught us. Because back then, there was a lot of discipline.
Okay.
And I tell people sometimes when I'm talking, the last thing I wanted was for my mother to walk through the door.
I heard that.
So if Mama had to get off from work to come to school for something I did, I just maybe lay down there and die because she's going to kill me anyway. But that's the way it was. But it was a great school.
Yes.
I was born in Maryland, little town outside Washington, D.C. And my parents moved to Hockessin in 1937.
Wow.
So when I came to 107C, I was in the 2nd grade.
Wow.
And the school was set up so there were 6 rows of seats. Each row was a grade.
Okay.
And of course, we didn't have the modern technology that they have now, because I volunteer at a school. I've been there for 20-some years at Doncaster, and they got all electronic devices and stuff. We had blackboards and composition books.
I heard that.
And pencil with erasers on them. But the teacher, not only did you do your lessons on the blackboard, but you would stand up sometime and read orally from the books that we had.
Okay.
And she may give you an assignment to stand up, and she may say, James, read page 5 and 6. Well, I would do my best to read that. I would read page 5, and when I turned to page 6, it might not be there.
Oh.
Because you see, we never got new books. We got the old books from the white school up on the hill.
Okay.
And at the time we got him, back during that time, they put your name in the back of the book. Time we got him, it was 4 or 5 names in the book. But the names in the book were the kids we played with every day.
Wow.
Every day, in and out of each other's houses, having great fun, but we just didn't go to school together.
Didn't go to school together.
No, we just didn't go to school together. In fact, a lot of people didn't even know that our school was down there because we sat down in Hockessin, people just went by it. But it was a great school, and they have refurbished it now. And President Biden has put it on the National Register.
Okay, great.
So those of us that went to the school are quite excited because we were so afraid that with the way they expanding Hockessin,
Right,
and it's 5 acres of ground there, we were so afraid that it was going to get torn down.
right, yeah.
But thank be to him, it's on the National Register, so it can't be touched, hopefully. And so it's open now to the public.
Okay, that's
And
great.
people been coming there now and want to see this school. And if you have an opportunity,
Yes,
come and bring your kids.
yeah,
Bring your
definitely.
grandkids.
Yes.
There's pictures up there of us that went to school. It's only about 5 of us still alive that spent our entire career at that school.
Wow.
My sister went, but she was into the integration department when they
Okay,
started sending them to other schools.
okay.
I never went to another school.
You were
When I
there.
left there, I came to Howard.
So you went, so after that, you went to Howard?
Went to Howard.
So after 6th grade was Howard?
Howard was 7 through 12.
Really? Wow, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yes, it was 7 through 12, and to my knowledge, it was the only high school
Right,
in the
yes.
entire state of Delaware
Right,
for colored kids.
right, yes.
For colored kids, but that was a great school too.
Yes.
It was fascinating though when I went to the school, coming from one room in 6th grade. Now you're going to a building with multiple rooms and long hallways. I was in a 7th heaven. I'd never seen anything like that. Yeah.
So that was a big deal. So now how would you get to school?
Well, there used to be a bus company, but we didn't get any school buses. There used to be a bus company called Short Line,
Okay,
and it ran from Wilmington, Mendenhall, Kennett Square, Yorkton, Hockessin, and back to Wilmington. Did that all day.
okay.
So, but every 2 hours it would come through Hockessin. We would catch the bus at 8 o'clock in the morning
Okay,
and rode in town and got off at 11th and French
okay,
and walked down,
And walked down.
to 14th Street.
okay,
And then when we left at that time, the bus station was up at 11th and West.
okay, okay.
That's where the bus station was. So we walked from Howard, 14th Poplar up to 11th and West to catch the bus to go home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all were, so at least you had one hill. You know, so a lot of times when seniors tell stories, it was 2 hills. It was a hill going and a hill coming.
Yeah. Sometimes it seems like that. Sometimes it seems like that. Yeah.
So well, what was it like, coming from Howard to downtown? Did you get any resistance at any time, or everybody was always?
No. At that time, we couldn't go in. Market Street had restaurants and all. We couldn't go in those. Was the Woolworths 5 and 10 on the corner of 9th and Market, I think. I don't know if it's still there or not. But now you could go there and stand at the end of the counter, and you got whatever it was, they brought it to you in a brown bag.
Okay, that may go on, get out.
And you get on out of there. You got no reason to hang around. Get on
I
out.
heard that.
And there were about 6 or 7 movies
Okay.
in Wilmington at that time.
Really? Wow.
But we could only go to one. Started off, it was called the National, 8th and French, and then later on they built one close to it called the Hopkins.
Okay.
And I often talk to people when I'm talking to my friends up to school. I say, you could go home and your wife would say, let's go to the movies. And you had the opportunity to say, well, what do you want to go see? If I went home and go to the movie, I had to say, what are they showing? Because it wasn't but one movie. So whatever it was, that's where you went to the old National Theater.
Okay.
But the east side was pretty much contained back during that time. Drugstores and doctors' offices and dinners and restaurants and
Okay.
all that, and then had a big dance hall and
Really?
at 12th and Orange called the Temple.
Okay.
Every Saturday night, that's where you went to the
All
temple.
right.
If you had money to go.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing.
That was a whole nother thing.
That's a whole
there, huh?
nother thing right there. Yes. Yeah.
That sounds so. Now, I know what were sort of some of the families that were living in Hockessin at that particular time.
Well, of course, my family, and then you had the Poindexters, the Johnsons, the Smiths, Petersons, Millers.
Okay.
What else? That hit me now, but there was several.
Yeah.
And back during that time, majority of people walked because there wasn't that many automobiles. And where we lived at was like the last house before you got to the bus.
Okay.
And on Saturdays, a lot of people came to town because back then all the activities was on Market Street and King Street.
Okay.
Market Street was all the clothing stores and things like that. And King Street had your meat markets and things like that. And that's way back when farmers would come to town.
Okay.
Sell stuff right off the truck.
All right.
We're going back a couple of days.
Couple days there, huh? Couple days.
Couple of days, yes.
So now, was there farmland in Hockessin? Did anybody in there around? It was just a mushroom place.
No,
back
it was
then.
a lot of farmland. In fact, there was a farmer called Mr. Smith, and he had quite a bit of land. Right now, it's all soccer fields.
Yeah, I see those.
Those
now.
soccer
Yeah.
fields right there. That's was Mr. Smith's land, and not only did he had a big apple orchard and all on there, but he also had about 5 or 6 houses.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And then down in Brackenville, what is called, I think is it the Walgreens or something right on the corner right there? Well, that was belonged to Mr. Charlie Johnson.
Okay.
And he had, you could almost say, he had one of the first sandwich shops in Hockessin.
Okay. Wow.
Because when they put the new road through, he opened a little grocery store
Okay.
right there and sold sandwiches. And at that time, Sanford School was called Sonny Hill School.
Oh, really? I
Yes.
did not know
And,
that. Wow.
Yeah, they had the money to go to the store and buy the sandwiches
Okay.
and stuff. Yeah, but that was Mr. Johnson, and his father owned all that land there where those houses were, Mr. J. Johnson. So it was quite a few black families in Hockessin, quite a few.
Yes. Because so of course we were there years later, but so the Johnsons were still there, the Petersons, and
Poindexters.
the Millers, the Poindexters, of course Poindexters are still there.
Yeah.
The Flemings.
Yeah.
And then I don't know with Mimi, what was Mimi? I know that's Mary Louise. So, I wonder what her last, I know everybody's,
Yeah.
what we call them, but I don't know.
Everybody knew everybody's nickname.
Yeah.
Because it's very few people know my name.
Right. See, I didn't just
No,
never
if
forgot.
I know Sonny, you know.
Yeah.
You stand up and say James Knott,
That's it.
That's what you mean. Yeah,
That's it.
Yes.
So that sounds pretty good. Then you went to Belvedere,
I met a lovely lady who lived in Belvedere.
who I love so much. She's one of my favorite sheroes. So she
And,
always supported me at my flower shop when I had the
okay.
shop. Yes, she always.
Yeah,
It's always so
she
great.
believed in supporting various local activities.
Yes.
She did. She was a great person. So I followed her to Belvedere, and that's where I'm still there. And we had a great life there. We had one son and I think 4 or 5 grandchildren and 6 or 7 great grandchildren and 4 or 5 greats. So keep
So
on
it's
naming.
been going now. Huh? That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And so were part of the Belvedere Fire Hall once you went to move to
Yes,
Belvedere?
Yeah, I came in Belvedere Fire Hall latter years. The ones who started off, Mr. Bueller and all those guys, they were just about gone when I came in, and I was on the board for several years. It's a great company.
Yes.
It's a great company. You have a lot of dedicated members there.
Yes.
A
Very much.
lot of dedicated members, and I was always proud just to be a part of it. And when I see the engine go down there, it makes me feel good.
That's it.
It really
That's
makes me
it.
feel good for the Belvedere Fire Company.
So they were talking about how we used to have volunteers, so everybody volunteered
Yes.
at that particular time. So it was an honor to be a part of the volunteer company, which was, it's
Yes.
changing today. You don't have a lot of volunteer firefighters like they did.
You have
back
a
in
lot
the day.
there. It's a lot
There's
of
a lot
volunteers.
there? Okay.
Yeah, most of them that's getting paid are the ambulance.
Oh, okay, okay.
But there's a lot of volunteers.
There's a lot of volunteers
Yeah,
still there.
there's a
Well,
lot
that's
of
good to
volunteers.
know.
Yeah. But it's like I say, I have a lot of admiration for Belvedere.
Yes,
volunteer
I
firefighters.
do as well. I
Yeah,
do as well. And I
yeah.
spoke to someone about it recently to say, hey, when you're fixing everything up, please remember Belvedere.
Please remember Belvedere.
Please remember Belvedere, because they
Yeah.
deserve the support as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you will permit me, I would
Yes.
like to talk about the 107C a little bit.
Yes, please do. Please do. Tell me a little more.
Because I'm very proud of 107C, and I'm also very proud of us being a part of the Brown versus Board of Education.
Yes, definitely.
And what a lot of people are not familiar with, they hear Brown versus, but they don't know a lot of the sacrifices that was made during that process.
Right.
And if you allow me, I'd like to speak about Mrs. Bueller.
Yes, good. Yes.
Mrs. Bueller, who was Sarah's mother.
Yes.
Shirley's mother, man, Sarah. And she went through a lot. She was determined. The bus came right past her house and right past our school on the way to the white school. So she didn't want them to you ain't got to go out of your way.
Right. Just stop.
Just stop.
Yes.
And little Sarah, like, you imagine a 7, 8-year-old child, good 2 miles.
Wow.
It's good. She lived out on Limestone Road. She lived probably about a quarter mile from Lantana Square.
Okay. Okay.
That's where they lived at. And Mr. Bueller had 4 houses on his land.
Wow.
He rented out and stuff like that. And because when we came to Delaware in '37, we lived in one of his houses
Okay.
until my father done bought the place that they own now. But Mrs. Bueller was determined to get the best for her daughter. She was determined. And she went through a lot. I call her the tennis ball.
Okay.
You know how tennis balls slide back and forth, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Because when she started the process of trying to get the bus, naturally she was told no and all that. But the part I talk about is, if you allow me,
Yes, please.
the part I talk about is what she went through in the community.
Okay, please.
Because now, all of a sudden she wanted this little black girl on the bus with the white kids.
Okay.
White kids, hey, you don't want on the bus with my child. So she caught a lot of flack from them. And Hockessin was a small community.
Yes. Yeah.
Senator Coons and all of them was raised right there in Hockessin.
Okay.
Yeah. And she caught flack from the colored people.
So she got it both ways.
And you coming in this community, and she was, don't forget, she was Mr. Bueller's second wife.
Okay.
So she is not an original.
Okay.
She's kind of,
Okay.
and here you come in here starting a whole lot of trouble. Who do you think you are? I walked. My children walked. Then here you come and they're starting trouble. We're all getting along.
So
Until
they
you
saw-
came. Some of the people in the church started speaking to her.
Really? Wow.
That's most of my understanding. I can remember going there. I was a young fellow then. And some of the people, the white people got mad at her. She had a little egg business. She had some chickens and things.
Okay.
And she was selling the eggs and stuff. And that stopped.
Wow.
White people stopped buying the eggs from her.
Wow.
I think the chicken might went on strike. We ain't laying no more eggs. You ain't nobody buying them while we laying. So we're
She
not
got
laying
it
no more
from
eggs.
everywhere, huh?
But I always like to
Baby.
mention Miss Bill because she went through a lot. Cause you can just imagine a small
Yes,
community
yes.
and everybody,
Yeah, everybody's mad at you.
nobody's speaking to you.
Yeah.
Everybody
Because you
mad
want
at
to
you.
do something good for your child.
You want to do something for your child.
Yeah.
And that's something we all want
to
to do.
That's right. Yes.
We want the best for our child. Our parents want the best for us.
Right.
But that's the way it is.
So she
the way
had
it
the
was back
courage
during that time.
to say,
Yeah.
to try and make a change. And
Trying
for
to make
that,
a change. Yes. Hockessin was a close community. But it was a segregated community.
Yeah.
Well, as the whole state of Delaware. Now, I had relatives that lived in Landenberg,
Okay.
which is only 3 or 4 miles. They only lived 3 or 4 miles from me. They went to the school in Kennett Square. It was always integrated school.
Wow.
Kennett Square was always integrated. Delaware was a segregated school.
Isn't
on
that
down.
something?
It was on
Yeah,
down.
see that? That's amazing, isn't it though?
It really
Just a
is.
couple miles away.
Just right. You can
Right
almost throw a
across the line.
stone.
Yeah, definitely. As you go over Brackenville and the
Yeah,
other
as
side
soon
of
as
the
you
line.
get to the top of that hill in Hogan,
yeah.
that's Pennsylvania
That's
right there.
Pennsylvania, yeah.
Right
It's
there.
not far at all.
And they always went to our integrated school.
I have no idea. That's
It's
amazing.
called Kennett Consolidated School. It's still up there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So time brings about a change.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of changes over the years.
I'm sure, because
I've seen a lot of change. Some good and some bad.
well, you have, and I thank you. You know, so often we're asking questions, but we don't get to hear from somebody who was there. So I find it an honor and a privilege to have you come and share the real story. So again, we hear about Delaware was the start of the Brown versus Board of Education because they wanted the bus to stop.
Yeah.
But I never heard how we gave her a hard time.
That never comes out.
That never comes out.
And,
How it
she
wasn't an
went through a
easy
lot.
road.
She went through a lot. Determined to do the best she could for her little girl.
That's amazing.
Her little girl.
Yeah.
But we encourage people still. I push 107C. Come bring it because
And it's right there on Mill Creek Road now, right?
Yeah, pardon?
Right there on Mill
Road,
Creek,
right
right?
next door to Chippy A.M.
Right.
Church.
That's it. Yes.
Can't miss it.
Can't miss it. It's so pretty. I just noticed the fence is up now and
Yeah.
all kinds of good things going on there.
They're
Yes.
still going to have some more improvements they're going to have, and it's great because there's pictures up of the students that went to the school. They got a lot of pictures up in
That's
there,
good.
and things of Judge Sykes and all who was involved
Okay.
in the integrational part.
Okay.
That's there, and so there's a lot of history in the school. There's a lot of. We had a lady named Miss Dorothy Copper.
Okay, so that's who I'm thinking of. Miss Dot.
Miss Dot.
That's Mimi.
Yeah, right. And she was the local
Yes.
artist.
Oh, okay, yes.
And she used to go around Hockessin painting pictures, and they have, I guess, 6 or 7 on display in the school.
Wow, see?
6 or 7.
I can remember spending the night over at her house when I was young.
Okay, yeah,
Mary Louise was like my big sister, so her granddaughter was my big
Okay.
sister, because I don't have a big sister. So when I
Okay.
came to Hockessin, she officially decided to be my big sister.
Okay, yeah, Miss Dorothy, she was a beautiful lady.
Yes, she was. So sweet.
Beautiful lady. Oh,
So
yeah,
sweet.
she was a wonderful lady.
Yes.
I can remember so well. All the parents disciplined you.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, back during that time, they snapped a limb off a tree
Mm-hmm.
and dressed you up pretty good. But Miss Dorothy was never like that. She was always.
She's always so
You
sweet.
be nice
Yes,
now.
yes. She was such a sweetheart.
Yeah, she was. She was
really
a
was.
beautiful lady.
She was just a wonderful person. See, and that's so funny. I'm glad you mentioned it because all I could think of was Mimi, because
Yeah.
that's what Mary Louise called
Yeah,
her. Mimi,
Miss
but that's
Dorothy
right,
Copper.
Miss Dorothy Copper. Yeah.
And now Hilda is still living. Hilda Buell is still living.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's still living. She's not too well now, I understand. She's 100 years old. And she normally comes to our function, but the last one she wasn't up to it.
See, so it must have been something in that good water in Hockessin, huh?
Mushroom sore.
Is that what it is? So that stinky mushroom still help you stay.
Yeah, there was a lot of age in Hogan.
Yes. It was. So even once we got there, everyone was very nice and welcoming. So I remember going and meeting the Johnsons, like I said, and Mary Louise, and of course Tracy and Miss Salma, everybody.
Yeah.
I know that my son's a baseball coach. Greg.
Charlotte Johnson,
Greg. Greg Poindexter.
Yeah, they
my
were
son's
great ball
coach.
players.
Yeah. Oh, were they really?
They
See, I
were
never
great
saw him
ball
play,
players.
but he definitely coached my son when he was little.
Okay.
So so we
he
got a lot
still
of
goes to church with us.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
that
See
chippy,
that?
Yeah, he's the head usher right there.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that's nice too that you were able to keep the community church and that people still come and support that community church. Yeah. So that's wonderful.
It's good to sit out and just look at some of the original Hockessin people.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, the original ones. You know.
Such good. Now, was that always called Chippy Chapel?
It's called
Always
Chip
called
Chapel.
Chippy Chapel.
Yeah, it's 120 some odd years old.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's moved 2 or 3 times to where the original spot is now.
Oh, okay. Where was it before?
And it was over there at one. You know where the Pondexter Farm is?
Yes.
It
Yes.
was over there.
Okay.
That was a
Years
long
ago.
time ago. And it's so many people don't realize the history that's in Hockessin.
Right.
You have Negro ball player.
Okay.
It's a historical marker. He was Mr. Smith's son-in-law, Nip Winters. His
Okay.
name was. They got a plaque on his land.
All
They
right.
got a plaque on the Pondexter land because of the school that was there.
Okay.
So there's a lot of history in
A
Hockessin.
lot of history. And from what I remember, a lot of people were able to work in Hockessin because of the mushroom factory. So
Yeah.
where they couldn't get a lot of jobs, a lot of people were able to get employed in Hockessin because
Yeah.
I get to interview people who are pre-planning and they tell me, when I ask where'd you work, a lot of people worked at the mushroom factory in
mushroom.
Hockessin.
The 2 major companies was in York Lynn. You had 3 mills in York Lynn. You had the fiber mill and the paper mill where my father worked, and then you had around the corner, which is a brewery now, but that wasn't called Snuff Mill.
Okay. Okay.
So they had those 3 mills in Hockessin.
That makes
I mean,
sense
in York
now.
Lynn, I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how we got all those roads. I never knew Snuff Mill Road. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's coming together.
Coming together now. See, that's what we need. A little history to bring it all together.
Yeah,
And tell us what it's about. So now with the school itself, is it open Monday through Friday or how
No,
is it?
it's
When's
not.
it
We
open?
don't have a staff there. But
Okay.
if anyone can call, get my number, get a hold of me, and I will. I'll gladly let you in and give you a
Okay.
10-cent tour.
All right. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll plan to have our lovely crew. We'll go and we'll take a tour and we'll
Good.
show the school on our show. So we'll look
Good.
forward to that. So we'll set that
Love
up
that.
between
All
you,
right.
and our great Abin.
Okay.
And I always say Abin. I'm gonna say it right since we're on the show now. Abin and I and Mr. Sonny are gonna give us a tour of the 107C Colored School.
Yes.
So please look forward to that.
Yes.
That would be a lot of fun. I would love to do that.
You gotta
And
get a hold of me, and I'll gladly let you in.
Yes,
Yeah.
and take our time because it's so important that we understand our history. So important that we just, take advantage of having people like yourself able to tell us the true stories of what was going on
Yeah.
and help our children,
That's
value
what
where we are now based
it's about.
on,
That's what it's about.
because it hasn't always been this easy, right?
No, and that's why I enjoy talking to the young people because I try to get them to understand what it was, and they will appreciate what they have now.
Exactly.
Like I
So
said,
having a book,
Yeah.
and being able to do that, you
Yeah.
might not be able to read something. You might miss a whole chapter because somebody wanted to take that home with them.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, the kids tore pages out of the book,
Uh-huh.
and you didn't have the whole complete book,
It didn't have a whole complete
so the
book.
history wasn't complete. And so I enjoy talking to the young people even at Doncaster to get the young people together and have me talk to them. 'Cause I'm the oldest. Well, I'm the oldest most places I go.
And the oldest I really think that it's important that we understand how blessed we are to have you here and able to just keep everything and know everything and be able to share this with us. Because a lot of people just aren't able to remember everything or,
Yeah.
tell us the history as you are. So we
Well,
truly appreciate you taking the time to share it.
Well, I would do anything for you, but as I tell everybody else, I'm here, but don't be too long. Don't
All right.
be too
We're
long.
gonna set up that interview very, very shortly because I truly appreciate you. I really do. And again, I can remember parts of Hockessin. I've seen the change because Hockessin has really changed,
Oh, yeah.
especially that area because it seems different because it's like Newark where we had the area that had just just black people were in that area.
That was in the area,
We
the
didn't-
London Road area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I first moved to Hockessin, that whole area by Chippy Chapel, you know, from where the Knotts are,
Right.
all the way down to,
Yeah,
you
all
know,
the way down. Yeah.
the Johnsons still lived in the house where by Chippewa across the street, or I guess right behind or something. When I first got there, and there was another house down a little further. But, you know, the Millers still lived there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Mr. Pete and those guys were up on limestone, so it's
yeah.
changed a lot.
True.
In just the years that I was there and seeing that the integration come. Because
Yeah.
I look at that house and it just, almost every time I ride down Evanston,
Everson Lane.
yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, it's changed.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it
yeah,
has changed
really.
an awful lot.
And because now you got a lot of hard surfaces, Grand Avenue and all. They
Yeah,
used to talk about Grand Avenue, and it was just a path there.
that's what it was, yeah.
And where we lived, right there by the railroad track, that little house right there. People on Saturday, they went into this in town to get the shopping and all, was the stores. And back then, if it rained, you know, you had to walk across the muddy field.
Yeah,
So what you did was you wore your old shoes, carried your dress shoes in your hand. And
all right.
when you got to our house, you stopped and changed shoes and put the shoes on the porch. Sometimes you 5 or 6 pair of shoes laying on. Mr. Michael, leave my shoes. Oh, go right ahead. You know, that's the way.
That's the way it
Hockessin
happened,
was.
right, yeah.
That
yeah.
was Hockessin, yeah.
It was one big happy family.
It was.
One big,
It was.
and it was still like that when I first came to Hockessin, so I can only imagine how
Yeah.
great that big happy family was.
It was, and my mother was a community worker, and the business that your father was in. Back during time when I was a young fella, didn't have a whole lot of transportation, so they brought the bodies home.
Wow, yeah,
They brought the
yeah.
bodies home, and all the mothers would get together, go over there and cook, clean up the houses, and bring pots of beans and everything, and everybody.
That's it, that's it.
It was a close relationship.
Yes, it was.
But it was a beautiful thing.
It was, it was.
It was a beautiful.
And you, I don't know, you still have just such value for the way it was done then. Like it was a lot of love.
It
A
was.
lot of love and attention and just doing it. Because you know how these days you get mad, don't nobody say nothing to somebody forever. You couldn't do that back then.
No.
Everybody still had to come together.
It was strong discipline back then. But you know, discipline was strong, but you never disliked anyone.
Right, exactly.
You know, those parents that I played, when I played with you, your daddy beat me the same time he beat you.
That's it.
But I didn't hate him.
Right, exactly.
You know, he was still Mr. Whoever
That's
was.
right.
But now people
Lot
get
of
mad,
respect.
don't touch my child now, and stuff like that. It's
Right, yeah.
different. It's different. They didn't have that. I'd have been better off maybe if they had it back then. I think everybody in the community touched me.
Oh, I can't believe you were ornery, Mr. Sonny. No.
Well, I guess I said I ain't always been an old man. But I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, and I truly
talk.
thank you for the opportunity, and I thank you for that offering. We're definitely going to take you up on it, and
Call
we'll
me.
definitely come through and do some taping and let everyone see. Just in case you can't get there, we'll give you the opportunity to see
Yes.
the 107C.
See.
Very important to remember that C,
Yeah.
and that it was 1st through 6th, and I didn't realize that you had, what do we have, a row for each grade.
Row for each grade, and the teacher was named Mrs. Bojan.
Mrs. Bojan, all right.
And the school that's on Old Baltimore Pike down in Iron Hill
Yes.
was our sister school, and her
Okay.
sister taught there.
Oh, really?
Marion Bojan.
Wow, now see that I didn't know. And so my grandparents went down to that one in Iron
Right,
Hill. Yeah,
right.
so we're
Yeah,
all
Iron
from
Hill.
Iron Hill.
Yeah.
So they went to the Iron Hill school.
Yeah, went to Iron Hill.
Yeah, and that's something. And I guess even from the Iron Hill school, they had to come up and go to Howard.
Yes.
Because everybody has, I think they even said people down in Dover had to come up at that point and go to Howard. Well, Delaware State ended up being a
Yeah,
school
but
or something,
people,
but in
the
beginning-
story goes, the people in Dover, some of the students, if you had family in Wilmington, you may come up Sunday night
Oh,
and
okay.
stay with aunt or uncle or whatever it
Okay.
was, and go home on Friday.
Okay.
Because back then, Dover was a trip. There's
Yeah.
nothing now, you know. You
Right.
But back then, if you had a car, That's the first thing you need.
That's
But that was a trip. 50 miles was 50 miles then.
okay.
But now, you
It's nothing.
No.
That's it. Well, all right. Well, we're getting our signal, so we're gonna take a little break here. And right. I thank everyone. I hope you appreciate the education, and we will let you know when we are gonna keep you informed, so you can come see the 107C. And we all want to thank you, Mr. Sonny. I told you guys he was fabulous, great, and wonderful. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Kim, and I am encouraging everyone who is watching to like and subscribe and support Congo Children's Corner on Facebook and YouTube. So in case you missed it, you got a lot going on, you want to replay and tell a friend, again, Congo Children's Corner is on YouTube and Congo Children's Corner is on Facebook. So please support.
Since 1975, the Congo family and the Congo Funeral Home have been a caring part of this community. We have cared for you in life, and we have cared for you in death, whether through our seniors' cookouts, our youth citywide cleanups, our support of community events, or our care for families during the loss of a loved one. We promise to be there for you. Our mission is to serve every family with dignity, respect, and care. So remember, when someone you love has passed away, call Congo Funeral Home, Delaware's premier funeral home. Visit us at our website at www.congofuneralhome.com or call us at 302-652-8887.
Hi, Cherry Congo again, and I just wanted to reiterate some of the services that we offer at our administrative office at 2904 West 2nd Street, in addition to, of course, making your funeral arrangements. If you have to get something notarized, we have 3 different notaries public on site, so come on over, give us a call first, of course, and let us know that you need something notarized. We'll be glad to take care of it. If you need something faxed, just come, give us a call again, and we'll be glad to fax something to wherever you would like. Any kind of services that we can accommodate for you, we're here for you, and we'll be glad to do it. So just remember us. Our telephone number is 302-652-8887. The email address is congofuneralhome@aol.com. Okay? See you soon.
All right, welcome back. Well, we decided not to let Mr. Sonny get away because Mr. Sonny knows a lot about even the city of Wilmington. So although he was born and raised in Hockessin, well, not born in Hockessin, but raised in Hockessin, and then ended up in Belvedere, he's going to give us a little history about Wilmington and how he saw the growth and the changes in the years that came. So go ahead and share your knowledge, Mr. Sonny.
Well, what little bit I know about Wilmington, back during the day, you didn't have your malls and what have you. Market Street was the main street in Wilmington where the clothing stores and things was. King Street was more or less where the food. The farmers used to come in with trucks, and you bought right off the trucks, whatever they had.
Okay.
And then the east side was predominantly for the colored people. Walnut Street on down had doctors, dentists, several restaurants, several entertainment centers, bars and things. And up, then you had the dance hall, 12th and Orange. That was called the Temple.
Okay.
So we had a lot going
right on the
in the
east
city
side
back during that time. And the west side at that time was predominantly white. There was a few blacks a few color, I guess you call them, on the west side, but nothing like it is now. And then Maryland Avenue, all out through there, that was a Polish section.
Okay.
That was a Polish section. And then over around 22nd Street and all that was the Jewish section.
Wow.
So everything was more or less broke down, yet everybody got along, so to speak.
Everybody got along.
So to speak, yeah. But the city was pretty much contained at that time.
So you had your own little section.
You did.
And so My grandma always talked about the beer garden. Did you really call it the beer garden?
Called the beer garden.
Because I'm telling on you, grandma, but
Yeah, and she's right. Beer garden, and that's what they call them, or bars. Mm-hmm. The most popular bar was the Baby Grand.
okay.
That was on the corner of 9th and Poplar.
Really?
Yeah, the Baby Grand. That was the most
Wow.
popular.
Okay.
That's where the big time entertainers came. Jimmy Smith and all them guys used to come. Wilmington was quite an active place years ago. A lot of the big names came from it.
Yeah.
A lot of big names.
Okay.
And, we didn't have a whole lot of fancy places to have for lodging. Mm-hmm. You know, we didn't have no fancy motels and all, but everything else was pretty much here.
Wow.
It was pretty much here. Like there was several restaurants, and the most popular one was on 11th Street, right there, 11th and Pine.
Naughty Pine.
Naughty Pine.
All right.
Oh, that was Naughty Pine.
Naughty Pine was it, huh?
That was.
All
and
right.
then you had several of them. You had George's on the corner of 8th and Lombard, and there was several of them around.
Okay.
And a lot of chicken and barbecue places.
All right. All right. Everybody ate good.
Everybody, you ate good. You
Ate
ate good.
good.
You had a couple bucks, you could do pretty good.
Could do pretty good. And
Yeah.
anyway, like I said, grandma said, I'm going to the beer garden.
Going to the beer garden.
Going to the beer garden.
Yeah,
That's in the
Saturday
beer garden.
afternoon and Saturday night you went to the beer garden.
Went to the beer garden.
And you got dressed up.
Got dressed up, huh?
Oh yeah, well back during that time everybody dressed up. You dressed
Okay.
up to go to church.
So wasn't none of this casual stuff?
No,
You
there
was
wasn't no
dressed up all
casual
the time.
stuff. No, you had a suit. Men had hats on and
Oh,
ladies had
right.
the nice dresses on.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, and then every holiday you
Dressed up.
You had Easter, you had to have that new suit for Easter.
All right.
Little children would have the little pocketbooks and things coming to church.
All right.
Yeah, that was during the day. The church be loaded on that
All right. All right.
day. Yeah.
I know, and someone said at one point it was even the black cemetery was down on the east side, or in the Wilmington area before it moved.
The most popular one was out here on Lancaster Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Lancaster. It was still there.
Right, it's still
They're
there for
using-
sure.
Using that now, and because the white cemeteries you didn't
Couldn't go to,
No,
yeah.
you didn't go. And we had several morticians go.
Right.
around.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
Bells, was it Cork, Grays. Mm-hmm. So we had several.
Yeah,
They could
okay.
bury you.
So yeah, because we ended up with the Gray's building.
Right.
So we ended up with Miss Gray's building.
Yeah,
So we
I
do know
remember.
that we're blessed to have that, and of course we're married into the Bell family. So
Yeah, right,
we grew up
yeah.
with that as well. But of course, my mother was born right at 500 Sherman Street, so she was
Oh, okay,
born at
right
home.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was born at home. Because
Yeah.
I understand, a lot of people were born at home because you couldn't get to the hospital.
You couldn't get to the hospital. And like I said, back during the time, a lot of people, when you passed, they brought you home.
Oh, okay.
They brought you home.
They brought you home.
Put laid you out in the living room.
Yeah, okay, all right. We're gonna do a little more. Coming on home, everybody. So
Yeah,
while
yeah.
we're pre-planning, we don't have to go all those places. We can go on back
Yeah,
home.
they brought you home because, like I said, you didn't have the transportation like you got now.
Yeah.
So,
So it was easier.
it was easy to just bring it home because everything was community then.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So everybody was.
And everybody
you
supported
walked.
everybody and
Yeah,
all
mhm.
that. Yep. So that was it. My grandmother speaks of it, and it seems like just such a booming community, as it sounds, with everybody together and growing up. And if you hear everybody, all the neighbors went to each other's homes and
It did.
all of those kind of things back in those days.
Well, you knew everybody.
You knew everybody.
You knew everybody, and people back then shared.
Okay. Yes.
Because in the country, I know I use my dad. He always had a big garden, and he had chickens and pigs. So it was always, we ate good. We had no money.
Well, we ate good.
We ate good. And they shared what they had.
Right. Yes.
They shared what they had.
That's a great thing.
Yeah,
That's great. You have to get more
Yeah.
of that community
Yeah.
back together.
Love.
Yes.
The love and
Where you
respect.
do it, yes, because you want to, because you enjoy
Yeah, it is.
sharing and cooking and having everybody come over and
Yeah.
all of those good things that happened during that time.
A lot of gatherings.
A lot of gatherings. So now you were in Hockessin, so you would come in town to go to the temple and to the all of those kind of places.
Wasn't nothing in Hockessin, but they had a ball team called the Hockessin Hornets.
The Hockessin Hornets, really?
That's right, and they played ball. Most main diamond they had was right back at the school, that field back there as well.
Okay, that's what
So
this up.
yeah.
Wow.
So Sunday afternoon it'd be packed.
Wow.
We had nothing else to do, so you went to the ball game.
So now would the people in Wilmington come out to Hockessin to watch? So okay.
And you had several. Most of the communities had a ball team.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Newark
had a ball team.
Newark, Hockessin, Belvedere,
Okay.
Buttonwood.
Oh, okay.
All those communities had that team. Kennedy Square.
They all had a black ball team.
So everybody had a ball team.
And they would all come together
And they would play each other and
That's pretty
stuff.
cool. I like that.
Oh yeah, and people, I mean it'd be a good turnout.
Good turnout.
Oh yeah.
About what ages were the ball team?
They were, well, a lot of them were our parents.
Okay.
Mr. Miller, Mr. Poindexter, and all of them, and then as they got older, the younger people came in. You know, oh yeah, a lot of them were the parents.
That's pretty cool. And I see I'm learning new stuff again. Everybody had a ball team.
Most of the communities had a ball team.
Had a ball team.
Yeah.
You would all get together. That was a Sunday afternoon?
That was a Sunday afternoon activity.
Sunday afternoon activity. See that? Nice and easy. Nice and easy. So Saturday we were at the beer garden or the temple.
Beer garden or the temple. And then Sunday afternoon you had the ball game.
So now let me ask this. So I know the doctors and things were on the east side. Did you have to go to the east side to go to the doctor's offices, or would you be able to see somebody in Hockessin?
Well, there was a doctor in Hockessin, but most of the time they went to come in town.
You had to come in town to the east side to see a doctor.
Dentist, Dr. Pico, and all those.
Because it was still segregated. So you went in.
So you was down on the east side.
Okay.
Most of our time was spent on the east side.
Was spent on if you were trying to see a doctor or anything along those lines. It was definitely coming from.
What's his name? Wilson. Wilson. Yeah. He was a dentist.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was there.
Okay.
You had about anything you really, in a sense, needed back during that time. You know, 'cause a lot of people, you didn't go to the doctor that much no way.
See, because you ate good. See that?
Yeah.
Mr. Sonny is a prime example. Wasn't all those preservatives happening? They had good food.
Yeah, we had good food.
Cooking.
Good chicken, farm-raised
That's right, farm-raised stuff.
Yeah.
See, so now they got to put a label on it that say farm-raised. But back then we just knew it was
It was
farm-raised.
automatic.
That's right.
Automatic.
Wasn't all that other stuff where they ain't had to worry about them feeding the chickens no steroids or nothing, because you was feeding your own chicken.
On Sunday, Mama go right there and snatch one out of the yard.
Yeah, that's it.
He sees Mom coming, he better run.
He knows his turn.
His life was short.
See that's what I'm talking about. People say, why are you vegan? Because you don't know what they're putting in your food.
No,
I
we
can't
do
go
that.
raise mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had our own pigs and all that.
You had your own pigs and everything.
Papa raised his own pigs.
See?
And around Thanksgiving time, that was when he butchered them. You know?
Okay.
So yeah, we.
Poor things they had to go to in life was short.
They hated to see Thanksgiving come. 'Cause we ain't long for this world.
See that? Everybody was eating good and doing good and all coming together, having a great time. And so he shared what he had with the neighbors and with everybody.
Yeah, people shared. People
shared.
You know, somebody was down on luck. They shared.
They said they took care of each other.
And my mother, like a lot of the ladies, canned everything.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
Canned peaches and pears and all that. You know, that blackberries and all that, all was down on the shelf.
That's it. I remember that now that you're saying it. Because my father's grandmother made some root beer that could tear you up. I know about that root beer.
Yeah, red root beer.
Grandma's root beer was something else. I think it would pop bottles.
Yeah, it would. That's it. Draw your jaws up. But you was glad to have it.
That's right. She made her own root beer and everything back then. I forgot all about that. So, that's when I was younger. I can still remember those things, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to worry about all of that stuff. We did it ourselves. And that's what people talk about now, where you ate food that was seasonal, because it wasn't a lot of, unless you had canned it yourself, it wasn't a lot of getting it from the store or
processed
anything.
food and all.
Yeah.
No, my mother and them made their own. They get flour and made their own bread.
Right. Yep.
You know, everything, and you could you could walk down the road and almost smell what they was cooking.
I heard
you smell
that.
It,
You can smell it good.
And
Huh?
somebody's cooking some chicken somewhere.
That's what I'm talking about. So see that? I've been trying to get people back to that space. Everybody keeps thinking I'm crazy, but the food that we had then was a lot different than the food that we have now, because we grew it ourselves. We knew the love that went into our food, because we all took care of it. You had to take care of that garden.
Yes, you did.
Because I can remember being little and they making us pull the weeds from the garden.
Man, pull the weeds. I had to feed the chicken, water the chicken, feed the pigs. And I said, man, if I ever get grown, if I can ever grow up, I'm getting out of here.
Well, we appreciate you being all grown up and being so healthy and wonderful and sharing everything that you shared with us tonight. It's been I've had a wonderful time. I'm sure the audience has had a great time.
I've had a great time.
Good. That's
Thank
what
you
we
so
need.
much.
Yep. Thank you too.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. We'll see him next at 107C. So look forward to it. Thanks for watching.
Since 1975, the Congo family and the Congo Funeral Home have been a caring part of this community. We have cared for you in life, and we have cared for you in death, whether through our seniors' cookouts, our youth citywide cleanups, our support of community events, or our care for families during the loss of a loved one. We promise to be there for you. Our mission is to serve every family with dignity, respect, and care. So remember, when someone you love has passed away, call Congo Funeral Home, Delaware's premier funeral home. Visit us at our website at www.congofuneralhome.com or call us at 302-652-8887.
Those of you who are trying to reach Mr. Sonny to see the 107C Colored School, I want you to know that Mr. Sonny is in Coatesville twice a week taking care of his 101-year-old sister. That Hockessin soil had to be all that with the mushrooms. So she's still 101 and he rides there at least twice a week. So we need you to reach out to him by phone at, give us your number, Mr. Sonny.
302-983-7879.
Or you can reach him on Facebook. You can contact everyone on Facebook and they'll get in touch with Mr. Sonny. Well, you know what? I heard Mr. Sonny on Facebook Live one time with Carmen. So Mr. Sonny is doing some things. He can be better than me because he was on Facebook Live. I don't even know how to do that. So he's very progressive. So that's a great thing too.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to his history because he stays active and he stays up with the times and he's going to keep going.
The true saying is, if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Hey, hey.
So now I try to keep this old stuff moving.
I love it. Thanks, Mr. Sonny.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I am a part of the Congo Funeral Home team. My part is to help people pre-plan their funerals. Congo Funeral Home has been serving the community for many years, and now I find myself being able to say that I have helped people pre-plan funerals for 30 years. I know I'm only 34, right? How can this be? But I have been helping the community pre-plan young, more mature, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. Every single person can pre-plan their funeral. And you can do it with a company that you know, that you trust, that's been here supporting you for many years. Many times families come in and they're having some difficulty, and I feel bad because I need to get to these places to help people understand that you can just take your time, make easy, low monthly payments, and not have the hardship at the time of death. So sometimes when someone passes, the pain is just overwhelming, and it's intensified by the fact that we have to figure out how we're going to pay. Well, we at Congo Funeral Home want to support you in every way possible, also by giving you options to prepay your funeral. There are no health questions that would disqualify you. There's no amount of money. We will work it out so that it happens for you. So please call me, 302-652-8887 or 218-8632. And I want you to know that I'm available to come talk to your church group, your community group, just your family if you like, because it's important that we get this information out to as many people as possible so we can help everyone feel the peace that some of us feel once we know that we're securely covered. So please give me a call and I will help.
Okay, and also I just want to mention that if you ever need information about any of our upcoming funeral services, please go to www.congofuneralhome.com. Again, that website address is www.congofuneralhome.com. You will be able to leave a condolence for the family. You will be able to see the upcoming services. So you can send flowers. You can send flowers right from our website. You can light a candle in memory of a loved one. But again, if you need more information, you can always call us at 652-8887. But if you just want to go to our website, it is www.congofuneralhome.com.